What up, what up, what up, what up? Though I see some people in that good chatterization. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me in this good chatterization. Is that Kadiatu? You wanted a shout out? There you go. There you go. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Richie Sky. We are back with yet some more tea, boy. Listen, I don't know what is going on today. Let me tell y'all something. The news is popping, it's dropping, and we keeping it locked and loaded. And y'all know what's up. We are in the building. Okay. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Heck, I can probably remember from the last two videos where y'all watching from, but you know, the tea, it just keeps on being spilt today. Now, we're going to cover two things. It's going to be light and bright and easy today on this one. We've got an update from that good Wendy Williams about when she's going to be returning to our television screens. Some of you guys might be excited about that. I know I'm excited about it. You know, she's disappointed me a little bit this year with the output, but she seems like she's excited to get back. So we're going to touch on that. And then we're going to touch on something that really came out in the B. Scott's exclusive from yesterday that he dropped. But I don't know if a lot of people paid attention to it. I actually kind of glossed over it because I was so busy doing the research on the two potential new cast members. And then Hollywood Unlocked dropped the headline. And I was like, oh, snap, we got to get back in here and talk about it because it's starting to make waves. And y'all know we like to comment on what's popping, you know. And then I like to come in here into the room with y'all and get the details. So let's go ahead. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get down to it. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell button so that you can be keeping it locked onto when we drop the new content. I will post the community number back in the chatterization when I bring it back up on the screen. For right now, let's get into this Wendy Williams tea. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let's get into Wendy Williams and when she's going to be coming back to our television screens. She says in an announcement, the 12th season of Wendy starts September 21st. I can't wait to get back to all of you and to my amazing staff and crew. I'm excited to bring you silly, funny, glamour, and hopefully brighten your day during these crazy times that we're all living in. Even if just for an hour, I miss you and can't wait to get back into my purple chair and show you what we did to the set. I love you for watching. So clearly, there has been some updates to the setterization. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know what they did up in there, but they've had plenty of time to do something because she ain't been doing nothing for these past couple of weeks. And I don't really understand it. I mean, I guess I can, a part of me understands it, but a part of me don't. So she went on the hiatus, you know what I'm saying? Because allegedly she was, tired of doing the show the way that she was doing. But the streets, say otherwise. But anyway, the thing about it is that I don't understand is why was it so difficult for her to do that show from her home? You understand what I'm saying? I feel like that's easy as can be. You get out of bed, get yourself glam for about 30 minutes, sit yourself in front of the camera, quite like I'm doing right now, and then give the tea. You know what I'm saying? You got Norman off in the cut, able to, chime in whenever you can't remember what to say. And then he can help you with the storage. You got the people in doing everything for you. All you got to do is show up, sit down at the chair, and talk for about a good 20 minutes. Who can't do that? You know what I'm saying? Keep us captive. Tell us about your life. Mess around. Do this and that the third and eat a Slim Jim. You know what I mean? So my thing about it is I don't understand why she could not accomplish that goal. To me, it harkened back to her radio days when she was on the radio, sitting in the booth, sitting in the room, you know what I'm saying, chopping it up with people and whatnot. I mean, what else could you ask for in life if that was your occupation? Okay, for real, like, why could you not do that? And to me, it seems like it would be safer than her traveling into the city and going, into the studio to do the show. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like now she's gonna be surrounded by people. And isn't her immune system compromised based because of her Graves' disease? So to me, I just feel like, is Wendy, are you in danger going back into the studio? But regardless, Regardless, I'm going to take what I can get. However, they got to give it to me because I want my Wendy Williams back on my television screen. Okay? Okay? All right. Now, we got Wendy coming back. Y'all know if you look on her Instagram, she be talking about how she be going out on all these dates and stuff like that. And I'm like, girl, you ain't still quarantining? Like, I don't understand. Anyway, let's move on to the situation with Nene Leakes. Now, yesterday, Nene Leakes. Y'all know it went down yesterday with the news regarding Nene Leakes. Thanks to B. Scott for that exclusive bit of information. It has gone all over the place. Now, Hollywood Unlocked is really kind of honing in on a piece of that I think a lot of people might have missed. We're going to get into that. I want to pull up my good visualization of that good Nene Leakes. You know, I want y'all to feel like y'all can see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we're going to give you that good visualization real quick, and then we're going to get into the story. Bear with me as I pull it on up. Okay. So the word on the street, okay, the good word on the street is that Nene Leakes is going to be allegedly filing a discrimination lawsuit against the Bravo and the Real Housewives of Atlanta production company, True Entertainment. Now, it was actually in the article that B. Scott had put out, okay? Now, allegedly, she plans to go public with the allegations at some point soon. As you guys can see here, she is saying in her post on Instagram, "You cannot silence me. Black Lives Matter. My life matters. Hashtag bullies. Hashtag fix your wrong." So she is gearing up for something. She has been letting us know this for quite some time. She has not been subtle about it, okay? Now, what I want to know from you guys is, what do you believe? Do you believe that she should be suing the network and the production company? Okay, let me ask you that. Do you think she should be suing the network and the production company for racial discrimination? Okay. Now, here's the thing. I wonder if she could also sue for ageism, because the reports that I've been hearing across the board for a lot of the franchises is that the network is skewing younger, okay? Now, Nene and Cynthia are around about the same age, but they keeping Cynthia, getting rid of Nene, so I don't know if the ageism thing will work in this situation. But I'm wondering about the racial discrimination and where that is coming into play. Now, it could be because, you know, apparently back when, you know, Nene was complaining about Person getting show after show after show after spinoff after spinoff after spinoff, some people thought she was talking about Kandi, at least Kandi did. And some people thought she might have been talking about Lisa Vanderpump. You understand what I'm saying? Because Lisa Vanderpump got all them shows, and she just got that new show, Vanderpump Dogs, okay? Now, someone asked, how is she being discriminated against? Very good question. Well, if it is possible that she can prove that her shows are not getting picked up while Lisa Vanderpump shows are, it could be a similar situation or somewhat similar situation to what Monique did with Netflix. Because as you guys know, Monique's, the court ruled that Monique's lawsuit can actually proceed forward. So if there is something similar to that, then she could, in a sense, have a case if it is pointed in the direction of Lisa Vanderpump. You understand what I mean? So we'll have to see how that all works out, because Lisa Vanderpump had her, you know, when she was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she also still had the spinoff, and now she's not even on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she's getting yet another spinoff, even after the bad behavior from most of the cast, well, from some of the cast members from Vanderpump Rules from the previous season and years before. Okay, so now the question remains: is this something she should do? You know, it's kind of like you are at a job, right? And I see a lot of people saying that this is career suicide, right? But my thing is, if you are at a job, I almost feel like if you are preparing to sue your employer for discrimination, you should probably be prepared to not work for that employer anymore. Okay? I mean, I think that that's a valid statement, right? Do you guys agree with that assessment? Let me know in the chatterization. Do you guys agree that if you are suing your employer for any type of discrimination, you should probably be prepared to not work for them again? I think that's the thing. Okay, so this is also a great point as well. You guys are really on it today. She has a good attorney, so she is aware. So it seems as though whatever she's got planned, whether it's to sue them or not, listen. I put it in right in the title, rumor, because we don't know it to be true as of yet, but we have heard from our reliable sources, okay, that this is what's going on. So on this channel, what we're doing right now is just discussing whether or not it's the smart play for her to do moving forward. Because I would almost wager to say that if you reach the point of suing, you're willing to walk away from the company. So then it would probably stand to reason that we would not see her on that show anymore. Okay. Which is unfortunate. Lynn Thomas says, I know an employee did it and still working for the company. Now that could definitely happen. That could happen. But in this instance, it just seems like I don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Nikki Proctor says, I think this situation would cost her more than it would benefit her. I wouldn't do it. So my question is, would you do it? Let me know in the chat. Just give me a yes. Would you sue the network if, based on what we have surmised here, this was happening? Would you sue them in this instance? I want to know from you guys. Dorothy Farrell says no. Kadia 2 says yes. Penny says no. Melly McQueen says no. Mimi Adams says yes. Bright Star says that it's rare when a company keeps those who sue. Marlon says, sorry, Marlon, I just lost your comment. Peyton worries that Nene may get herself blackballed. Sean S says, yes, if I had good proof. Raggy 18 says, oh, it was a good comment, but it moved past. Okay. Well, I mean, everybody has divergent opinions. You know, is this a similar situation with what we are seeing with Mariah on Married to Medicine? I think that's a valid question as well. You know, with Married to Medicine, you know, and Mariah, it's a situation where it's a show she created and she's not even able to come back at this point. So just how many lawsuits are we going to see with regards to Bravo? And that's well, she's not suing. I don't think she would be. I don't think Mariah would be suing Bravo. I think it would be Pop. Purveyors of Pop is the network, is the production company who I believe that Mariah might be suing. Okay. Now, Norris Tony says that Mariah has a better case. Okay. Let me ask you guys a question. Who do you think has a better case? Do you think Nene has a better case, or do you think Mariah has a better case? I'm interested in seeing you guys' comments. Who has the better case, Nene or Mariah? Melly says, I think they should compare notes. Devontae says, I think both have fair cases. Angela says Mariah. Miss Song 2 says Mariah. A lot of you guys are saying Mariah in the chat. You know, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. You know, Nene, for a lot of people, is a polarizing character. I have always been of the frame of mind that, you know, I like Nene on the show. I mean, just because I've seen her for so, you know, I'm that type of person that, like, if I've seen you on the show for such a long time, I feel like, you know, we've grown with you. But I think in the past couple of seasons, it's almost felt like Nene has not been the happiest on the show. So I don't even, like, should she just move on? Should she just move on to a different show? She clearly has the ability to get other shows, right? She clearly has the ability to get other shows. So she clearly wants it in the industry in some way, shape, or form. Should she just leave this show, or should she fight for her spot on the show? Answer me that. Should she leave the show or fight for her spot on the show? KW says she needs to move on. Crystal says yes. I'm assuming she should. You guys are saying she should leave. Should she leave, or should she fight for her spot on the show? Answer me that in the chatterization, guys. I see some people saying fight. I see some people saying leave. Darren says, I wouldn't walk away after so much time. This is a very good point, Renee. She was great. Time is up. Leave the show and grow. She should leave. It's time for new blood. Yeah. You know what? One thing that I will say is that usually, and I found this to be true, and I don't know how many of you guys have found it to be true. I always feel like when God is ready for me to move on to something else, he will take me out of that situation. So something else beyond my control typically happens to move me into the next direction, or you start seeing signs that you might need to move into the next into a new situation. And it's almost looking like these could be signs that she just needs to move in a new direction. You know what I'm saying? She's kind of gone at it with, you know, production and stuff like that over the past couple of seasons, and, you know, really falling out with a lot of the ladies on the show. And even if you watch some of her lives, she talked about how mentally draining it is. And I always liken it to Tammy Roman. And I talked about this in the last video, and I said, you know, when you get to a certain point where it starts to affect your mental, you know, it starts to affect you mentally, it might just be time to move on, because I always felt like God got you in the next thing that you about to do. You know what I'm saying? The next thing that you about to do, if something is draining you and something is weighing on your spirit, you know, it might just be time to move, and it might be time for, you know, you to open yourself up to a new door. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you can't even go through the next door until you close the door that's behind you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if this is the situation that we're looking at with Nene, but what I do want to say is it'll be an interesting season if she does not come back, and certain things I feel like will not be resolved if she doesn't come back. But that's just my thoughts on the situation. This is always listen, I 100% believe in this. You can always create something else and work with people and companies that allow her freedom to be her full Nene self. Okay. Thank you, Marlo Vines, for the super chat. I appreciate you. It's better to leave. Sharice this is so good. It's better to leave than to get forced/pushed out. But okay, Lewis makes a valid statement. After 10 plus years and basically building the show from the ground up, are you kidding me? Papers are going out ASAP, and I don't want to work on my show anymore. Interesting. Her fallout may be the next person's blessing, and the fallout might be the blessing for her as well. God is trying to tell her something. I think she should leave because she got drive and talent. I love Nene, but I want her to be happy. Same. This is how I feel about the situation as well. I think generally, in general, I believe that people are good people, right? So I have to believe that even if you don't like her on the show, you still have to, I feel like people still want the best for people in general. And so I feel the same way. If she's not happy, I definitely feel like maybe it's just her time. Thank you, Nikki, for the super chat. I agree with you. I think she's forgetting that in her line of work, optics is everything. Oh my God, this is so true. To me, it appears as though she may not have the faith that she could lead and be successful. But that is the thing. We have to believe that we can continue on even when we walk out the door of something that we really love. Think about relationships, y'all. Think about when you finally when you finally had the strength to get out of a bad relationship, how ultimately, in some way, shape, or form, you look back on the situation now. Look back on that situation in your present time, and wasn't it a blessing that you left that situation? Wasn't it a blessing that you left that job? Wasn't it a blessing that you left that friendship? Think about it like that. That's how I'm looking at this situation, because sometimes we got to look at more than just the fact that, oh, you're getting this $1 million paycheck. Okay, if my thing about it is like this: if you can make $1 million, you can make $1 million more. And that's really what I think about stuff like this in general. I saw a comment and I wanted to put it up here. She is a very big integral part of the show, and she has been for years. But Kimberly says she's problematic and hard to work with. Real Housewives of Atlanta can cost Nene more professional opportunities in the future. She should move on to bigger and better things. Hey. She should replace Andy's after show. I would not mind Nene having her own show. I can see her having her own talk show. I would like to see that. I think I would like to see her with some people. So yeah, I just, I wanted to come on here and chat with you guys about this, because it was a point that I really missed it yesterday in yesterday's discussion. But we're definitely going to keep watching the situation and waiting to hear what Nene says herself. I think that's important to note. We're going to wait to see what she says, because obviously something is coming, something big is coming. So we're going to wait and see what happens. I'm going to support the show regardless of whether or not she's on it or not, just simply as a reality show fan. But we do wish her the best in whatever she chooses to do and however she chooses to maneuver throughout this situation. Okay. I mean, there's some spots open on the reel, y'all. There's some spots open on the reel. I don't understand why they want to bring young ones in. Real Housewives of Atlanta made for more people my age to watch. I agree. I think that, when we're watching Housewives, we're not expecting them to be, young, that young. I feel like we almost look for our love and hip hop shows to skew more in that direction. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I feel like, a lot of times we look at the Housewives and we sort of hearken it back to, a little bit of Girlfriends, a little mixed with a little bit of Living Single, mixed with a little bit of, the antics of Golden Girls and Design. It's all of those things combined when you look at the Housewives as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Not just the not just Real Housewives of Atlanta and Potomac. What I'm saying, as a whole, we're looking at a mix of those types of shows. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out for the network, if that is indeed the route that they're trying to go. With that being said, guys, I am about to head out. I did want to bring this to you guys' attention, and I did want to discuss it with you guys to get your thoughts and opinions on it. Norris Tony, that is a good question. Do I have a P.O. box? I actually got the paperwork for the P.O. box, but every time I go to the post office to get it, it's a long line out the door. So I will be going in the morning to get the post office key so that I will be able to post that for you guys. Some people have t-shirts and stuff like that they wanted me to, wear. And I'm totally, listen, I'm supporting I'm a supporter of everybody. You want me to wear it, I'm send it on to me. I'll throw it on, because I like my good t-shirts and I like my good hats and stuff like that. But anyway, I love y'all too. Thank you so much for chiming in. Thank you for the chatterization. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the super chats. Y'all know what's up. Let me put up this banner real quick. You guys can join the texting community. Make sure you guys are following me on Facebook as well, because we're streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So whichever one you guys are on more frequently, you guys can catch me there. If you join the texting community, you guys can get a text message from me as soon as I drop a new video. That's what it's for. And sometimes I try to respond to people when I can, but it gets kind of overwhelming because there's a lot of people that I want to respond to, obviously. So make sure you guys join that so you can keep up to date with when we drop new content on the channel. And with that being said, I just want to send y'all some love, tell y'all to be safe out there. I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video.